Hello and welcome to the Peak Millennials podcast. I'm Collins.
And I'm Natalie.
Each week, we will delve deep into various Peak Millennials topics, exploring what we remember
and what we want to forget,
and read some captivating stories that will invoke a sense of deja vu in all of us.
This is the age before iPhones and the social media we know today.
This is where a good mixed CD, silver eyeshadow, and MTV raised us.
So open a Jones soda.
Kick off your black Converse.
And let's teleport to the world of the Peak Millennials. Send your stories to peakmillennialspod@gmail.com or our Instagram at peakmillennialspod.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All right, that was a little bit rusty.
Hello. It was okay until the Jones soda part. That one got a little crazy. But it's all right. We're learning. Remember, we're not AI.
I know, we're not AI. But hi, hello. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hello. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
How was your holiday?
It was delicious. I cooked so much food. It was wonderful. How's your food?
Do you do a full spread?
Yes.
Like,
10 out of 10.
Full turkey, full ham?
No ham.
Okay,
ham
no
is
ham.
Christmas.
Ham is Christmas. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I did. I brined a turkey. I made sweet potatoes, green bean casserole, rolls, cranberry sauce, stuffed mushrooms, deviled eggs. I didn't do mashed potatoes because just a little tidbit, Costco's mashed potatoes that they put out, just the plain mashed potatoes, not the weird like loaded ones, are the best mashed potatoes I've ever had. They're so delicious.
So you bought those instead of making them?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then stovetop because in my opinion, it's the best stuffing.
Interesting.
And it saves me a ton of time. But yeah, I like
anything to save time because if there's anything that being an adult and doing your own Thanksgiving is that there's never enough burners or
oven
places
space
in your stove.
No. I am a little crazy. This is my crazy take for the day. I went to Costco because I needed to pick something up on Friday when I didn't think about it. It was Black Friday and I went to Costco.
Okay.
And I ended up picking up another turkey. So I only paid $5 doll hairs for it. It was only $5.
Oh my gosh.
Because all of their turkeys were $5 off the marked price. So I found one that was $10, paid $5 for a turkey. It's brining in my fridge. I'm going to cook it on Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
girl, I like to cook. You're going to need to come over so I can feed you.
Okay. I'll come over once I'm out of the woods with my sickness. If you saw me on social media this week, I tested positive for COVID. Woo!
I'm so sorry.
Just in time for
feeling better, right?
I am feeling a lot better. So if I seemed off last week, it was because I had COVID, which I kind of already was feeling like off, and I had let you know. But still, at the same time, I'm fortunate that I even made it as long as we did. So
I'm so glad that you're feeling better though, because I was super worried about you. I was like, I think I messaged you multiple. I was like, "Oh, are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you living? Are you still there?"
I don't know. This is my second time having COVID. The first time I felt like my brain was frying, like fried eggs. So this time I was like, okay, I have medication. So I started taking like the Dayquil and NyQuil, and I started was very regimented about it. So maybe that's why I
Mhm.
didn't feel so terrible.
That's good. That's good.
But I slept a shit ton. I was sleeping
Sounds like a
nonstop.
dream.
And I went through I don't really like the yellow Gatorade flavor, but it was the only one that was like available in a big pack.
Yuck. Ugh.
So I powered through like a champ.
Shout out to my husband Brian, who loves yellow Gatorade. It is his favorite
Ew.
flavor. Yeah, lemon. It's his favorite Gatorade flavor.
Lemon
I am
lime.
a blue Gatorade girl.
Honestly,
And
same. Is that like
yeah, blue Gatorade.
Arctic Frost or
Yeah,
something? Or
Arctic Frost or Blue Glacier, some ridiculous
mm-hmm.
name that it is. Even so to the point that like you can buy at like Walmart, or really any store that sells these, but you can buy like electrolyte packets
Yeah.
to like dump in water, and they have the blue Gatorade
Oh,
flavor.
they do?
They do. They also have, if you're going to Walmart, um, you can get
They're
like
probably
like the Mio like water drops, so you can like
mm-hmm.
put in your water. They also have electrolyte, quote unquote, kind that's exactly the same blue flavor.
Oh, okay. I was
Um,
about to say, is it
so
just
if you're not like a
that
powder
not the name
shaker in a
brand?
bottle, yeah, it's like great value brand. But it's the same. It comes in liquid versus powder.
Okay.
But it's super delicious. So like if you're not drinking enough electrolytes, get
Yeah,
yourself
I
some of that
think
because it's delish.
that was my problem the last time is that like I just felt so bad that I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
eat, drink. I wasn't sleeping. So this time I
Oh
was like,
gosh.
I'm gonna drink if I have like
Mm-hmm.
an open mouth and I'm able to. So that was kind of
Effie's
like,
just like putting liquid, dripping
yeah.
liquid, like
Oh my gosh. And also emergency, like I've never liked the emergency packets that go
yuck,
into the
no.
water. But they have ones that like you could just put on your tongue.
Uh-huh.
So
What
I
was
got a bunch of those. So um yeah, I'm finally testing negative. I'm back to my Celsius and liquid IV life over here.
I love that for you. I cannot with the liquid IV. It is so salty.
I love how salty it is.
I
It's
love salt. I don't love sweet salt.
I don't love sweet salt.
I don't love
Well,
sweet salt. I like salt. I'll just have some salt and I'll be fine. And
well,
now we'll talk like this, like you.
you just
We'll
talk
talk
like me.
together.
It's totally fine.
We'll talk together.
Uh,
Anyway, no.
so we do want to say thank you guys for listening and thank you guys for giving your feedback on all of our episodes. We really do appreciate it. Some of our shorts have been going into the thousands, so we really appreciate anyone taking the time, liking, commenting, subscribing, all the things. But this week we wanted to talk about the thing that bonds us all together the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. So
Retail.
you and I have both have both lived in retail hell. The term Black Friday originated in Philadelphia in the 1950s. It was coined by the police to describe the chaotic crowds and traffic jams that occurred the day after Thanksgiving. Retail brands later rebranded the term in the 1980s to refer to the day they moved from in the red to in the black. So, for those that don't know, when you're in the red, it means negative money. And the day after Thanksgiving, due to the holidays coming up, would always push them into the black. This is due to the high sale volumes and big ticket items being purchased. So, I have worked many a Black Friday. Natalie has worked many a Black Friday.
Indeed.
And y'all have worked many a Black Friday. Some of you are still sending in your stories. So thank you so much. Again, send them over to peakmillennialspod@gmail.com or send them over on Instagram. We're looking at at them on Instagram, which is just phenomenal to see that we all have the shared trauma bond of
Black Friday.
Friday.
Okay, so I guess before we dive into our own personal retail crazies, did you go Black Friday shopping like with your family?
So I have worked Black Friday since I was 16 years old. So I worked at Target. So before, it was my parents went out. They did a lot of layaway because we're poor.
Yeah, we did layaway too.
So Kmart, Walmart, I think the Bon Marché did layaway. A lot of it was like on credit. And I just remember my parents being like, oh, they'd come home and we'd be poor again, you know, all the things. So the only experience that I have with my family doing Black Friday shopping was like them coming into the store I worked on Black Friday and harassing me. But
oh no.
Yeah.
We did. Okay. That was like one of my mom's favorite things, is that we would get up at like 4 a.m. because if you know anything about my mom, she is a bargain hunter. Because we didn't have a lot of money growing up, which I'll be really honest with you, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, I guess, according to my mom. But like, if I talk to like Brian or other friends that I had that all grew up in the same time, we were like rich. You know, like, and I don't mean like, oh my gosh, we were so rich, but if I compare to like to other people or to friends that we had, I was like, my parents were doing just fine. We were doing just fine. Like we were not, we weren't like, and I don't know if it was just a way like my mom was kind of like thrifty or whatever, but she would go Black Friday shopping. We would get up at like 4 a.m. and shops would open at like 5 or 6, but we only lived a couple minutes away. Hello, dog.
Hey! Hey! No.
We can edit that.
Continue.
Anyways, but like we only lived a couple minutes away from the mall, and like it wasn't, we didn't go to like Target where you had to like line up outside or like Best Buy or any of that stuff. It was mostly like my mom there would be something at Macy's, or she would want to go to Mervyn's or like walk around the mall to like search for like doorbusters. Because when we were growing up, that was like the prime time for like Black Friday shopping deals, where you would go to Toys R Us up on the hill, and then it would be,
because they used to have actual deals, right? Because that was the thing. Electronics actually used to cost a lot of money. Like now you could go buy a small 10-inch TV for $150. Back then,
you can get a 72-inch TV for $300. It's cheap.
God, like, it is cheap to make electronics. But back then, it was expensive. Like those tube TVs, a couple $100, and like, we didn't have that.
No. And so that was what like the whole point of Black Friday shopping was. Sorry, there's just like one weird bit there. There was a whole vibe around going Black Friday shopping, and you got really excited about it. And shops did really great deals, like doorbuster sales, like Macy's. And then we were talking about this before we started recording. Macy's did right at the end of 1999. It was like when all of the Y2K stuff was happening. They did a specific Snoopy. And it was like a Snoopy with a jester hat and it had like a countdown like ticker that was in the Snoopy, and it counted down to the end of the year. Like
Oh my
after the end of
God.
the year, it was kind of pointless to have this silly Snoopy, but people were going to, at least our mall, they were going to Macy's to get this free doorbuster for like the first 100 people or whatever it was. And I remember that we like waited, or like we were there and got this Snoopy, and it was like a gift with purchase, or like
Yeah, a lot of
whatever it
those
was
gift
that
with purchases, yeah.
and then we had this Snoopy and we were like, hooray for this Snoopy. And then what do you do with it after? Like like most everything that happened during that Y2K silly things, like
Mm,
you
a
got
clock is gonna
countdowns and
yeah.
like anyways.
Oh,
But
you
there
had a
was a lot of these like crazy doorbusters and sales and things that people really looked forward to, and that we as like consumers were like, yeah, I can buy all of these extra things, and consumerism was, you actually got something for what
right.
you.
It was worth it to go out, fight the crowds, stay up all night, sit outside the stores.
Mhm.
I mean, I remember like people would be sitting up lawn chairs outside, like
Launchers, yeah,
little tents,
tents,
like
yeah.
it because if you were there when they opened, you would always
Mhm.
get something. You would always get like an additional markdown, or hey, go grab this, like it's your free gift, or the
Mhm.
first 100 customers get whatever amount off. Like it was actually worth it to go out. Now,
Mhm.
like, yeah, they have like Cyber Monday deals, but all the deals that are in store are online. So why would you risk getting trampled?
Did you see the Target drama that happened yesterday?
No, no.
So Target put out this, like, they put out this advert of go to your Targets for Black Friday and you're gonna get a like a limited like a limited print, whatever. It was a special bag. It was a holographic reusable bag with the Target symbol on it.
Oh.
And it said that it was filled with goodies, and that you had a chance to win like extra stuff that totaled up to like $100 or whatever it was. And so people went and lined up, and they waited, they got their little card, went into Target. It was just this rinky ass bag, and it had a pack of Uno cards in it. They had a small individual size of like nerd, like the nerds
The clusters.
clusters, but they were like
Mhm.
the ones that had like the filled inside.
Ew.
Like a lip gloss, like an elf lip gloss, and then there was like some other rinky ass shit that they put inside of this thing. And they
That was their like limited edition, whatever the fuck. Oh my
Mhm.
god.
It was the most like lackluster. People were saying, and this is funny to me because I've had these cookies before and they're not my favorite, but people were saying that in the line, that the thing that they enjoyed more was the fact that the Starbucks people gave them like the Starbucks bullseye sugar cookie and like the little sample of like frozen hot chocolate. And they
I'm
were
gonna
like,
tell you, I've given like expensive gifts to people, and I've given like edible gifts to people. When you get to a certain age, the edible gift is far more consumed
oh, totally.
than the nice, coffee table book that you've given to someone. The puzzle, the electronics thing. Oh my gosh. So
But
Did anyone fight over these things? Like, I remember the fights. I remember the violence of Black
No,
Friday.
I don't think so. I think everyone was pretty like they wanted that nostalgic bit. I know that there was another one, and I don't know if Home Depot did it too, but Lowe's did it where they had like their big Lowe's like paint buckets, like the blue
Yeah.
ones, and they all had you could win, I think the grand prize, and I think it was grand prize per store was $2,000.
Oh.
Maybe it was just one specific store or was all around. I don't know. I'm really bad at Black Friday shopping, so like I don't pay attention. I get a lot of this detail from like social media, so I was watching like TikTok on like Black Friday situations.
Mhm.
Um but I watched this lady, she went in and she picked out her bucket, and I don't know if you had to like pay or if it was just like you the first like 100 people or whatever it
Yeah.
was, 50 people. Um but like shit, I should have been catch me outside of a Lowe's. I would have went. Give me that. I need that money for gardening. But yeah, this lady went and she picked out her bucket and she ended up winning like $2,000 from a Lowe's. Like that to me is a Black Friday deal.
Yeah, I would love
That's
$2,000.
I would if you and then oh, the other thing with the Target
Mhm.
is that to win like the other like bonus prize or whatever it was that they had, it was a 1 in 6 chance and then a 1 in 9 chance for the other. I think it was like a Ninja Creamy and then something else. I can't remember what the other thing was.
I want a Ninja Creamy. Listen,
Yep.
catch me outside. I will fight someone for that.
For a Ninja Creamy. I heard they're really loud though.
Really? That's
Mm,
disappointing.
yeah.
Well, I mentioned Black Friday because, or Black Friday. I mentioned violence on Black Friday because whether we know it or not, we might be headed into a recession, probably more likely. And the last time we had a recession was 2008. In 2008, a crowd of nearly 2,000 shoppers in Valley Stream, New York, waited outside for the 5 a.m. opening of their local Walmart. When the doors were open, the crowd pushed forward, breaking the door down, and 34-year-old employee uh, Jimate Damour was trampled to death.
That's
The
so sad.
shoppers did not appear concerned with the victim's fate, expressing refusal to halt their charge when other employees attempted to intervene and help the injured employee, complaining that they had been waiting in the cold and were not willing to wait any longer. Shoppers began assembling as early as 11 p.m. the night before. When police arrived and attempted to render aid to the injured man, shoppers continued to pour in, shoving and pushing the officers as they made their way into the store. Several other people occurred minor injuries, including a pregnant woman who had to be taken to the hospital. The incident may have been one of the first causes of death during Black Friday, according to the National Retail Federation, which I didn't even know that there was a federation. We are not aware of any other circumstances where a retail employee died working on that day after Thanksgiving. There have been countless other, you know, incidents on Black Friday, employees being hurt, like customers being hurt, things being broken. But man, would I not die
No.
for a minimum wage job? Are you
I'll be really
kidding
honest.
me?
There isn't anything there truly, unless they were giving things out for free, you could not catch me going to a retail store after like on Thanksgiving
Right.
or on any holiday for that matter. I mean, I think I tried to go to a store on Easter once and I was like, why is this closed on Easter? Like not everybody celebrates Easter.
Right.
So, and I mean like to be fair, not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving or Christmas either. But I think well, I mean from a spiritual sense. I don't celebrate it like that. I just celebrate it as like time spent with my family. But you couldn't catch me. And I think a lot of that comes from working retail and knowing that like you can't, like if you work retail, you can't really celebrate with your, excuse me, you can't really celebrate with your family
Right.
on holiday days because you have to go to the store to make, I don't know why I'm doing bunny ears on that. Like you have to go to work so that
Mhm.
you can service all these other people, you know? Like I'm gonna try it that way. And in reality, like I'm not really living that today. But I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that sucks that
Yeah.
you don't, the fun of the holiday is taken out because of the consumerism of the whole thing. And I love a good deal. I love a
Right.
good bargain. And I do appreciate that a lot of companies have stopped doing the like open up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Because coming from a mall perspective, like when you worked at American Eagle, or I mean, yeah, I would say American Eagle. Like, how many people were coming in at
Mm-hmm.
6 a.m.
Nobody.
when the sale is usually like, oh, the jeans are $50, but we've marked them down to 30. Like,
So one of the years that I worked at American Eagle, it was like 2011, maybe 2012. They decided to do like blocks of time. So it was like a free this item when you spend $50.
mhm,
And this was the year that they opened up on Thanksgiving.
hated that so much.
So I worked Thanksgiving morning at Starbucks because Starbucks is open on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I slept for a couple hours and then went to the mall, which we had to go into the overflow parking lot because the mall, like, they were tagging cars that were
Yeah,
in
yeah,
for
yeah.
too long. So we had to have like this printed pass, and it was like weeks in preparation for this. And people were advised to like be dropped off or walk or whatever. I was not going to do that. So I went to the overflow parking. I put the little pass in my car, went into the mall, like the side or whatever, when it wasn't open,
Mm-hmm.
and started working at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
on Thanksgiving. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It was like if you bought $50 or more, you got like a free shirt. So it was like a specific like store exclusive shirt for American Eagle. And it was like just like a unisex kind of shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to wear that shirt during that segment of time. And it was like
Yeah.
a Santa Claus, like missing persons kind of shirt. And I was like, this is so stupid. Which I still have the shirt, which is just so funny to me. So we had to wear it for that time because we had to tell every person that came into the store at from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Hey, if you spend $50, you get this t-shirt. Doesn't it look cool? What size shirt do you need? I'll put it at the register for you. And you'd have to tell someone on the walkie-talkie, hey, can you put a size medium up at the register, please? Hey, can you do 2 extra smalls up at the register?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And our American Eagle, the registers were in the middle of the store.
Yep.
So like it was like a circle or whatever. So you had to like go through the whole store to like see all the deals, and they put like all the clearance stuff all the way in the back, and it was like,
Don't you dare. Yeah. You can't look at clearance today. You need to look at the full price only.
yeah. So they like really stuffed it back there. But then
Mm-hmm.
people, like when I would be doing a shift, because they had it where like you start at greeter, then you go cash wrap, then you go doing the fitting rooms or
Fitting
whatever.
rooms, yeah.
So you had it broken up so you weren't always like in one position. But I remember like how many times I would be in the fitting room and someone would be like, "Do you have another size in this?" And it's a seasonal like summer item, and it's like, we are going into winter. What do you think?
We do not. I'm so sorry. We do not. We do not. But
And
you
I
have
would,
to like go walk and look, and then you
mm-hmm.
have to come back.
And
Yeah.
I would always say, "Hey, what color is the sticker on it?" Because if it has an
Mm-hmm.
orange sticker, that's a clearance item. The likelihood that we have it, I can always look online for you. And this is also before online existed, but
Yeah.
online existed as we know today. But yeah, the Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, when I was working for Torrid,
Mm-hmm.
we had that. So I worked in 2 stores. I worked in more of like Bellevue, and then I worked like North Bend in the outlets.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the Thanksgivings that I had to work was that same, like the outlets opened Thursday
Mm-hmm.
night, like, and it ran like there was
Yeah,
no closing, like it didn't close. So
right. It
you
didn't close,
yeah.
just kept
And
working.
so you just had to keep working. And because that store was such low volume with high quantities,
Mm-hmm.
because the traffic in that specific space in that outlet mall was so small
Right.
that we had such bad turnaround, you couldn't keep employees, because unless you lived in North Bend,
Mm-hmm.
you were driving to North Bend, and it's not like,
Especially like during the winter time
oh
too. It's
god,
like,
yeah, it's because you have to drive
um,
up and over Tiger Mountain, which
mm-hmm.
isn't really fun because it's essentially just a logging road that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
got semis that are, going up and down it also.
Mm-hmm.
But we so I worked up there for, I I think I worked up there for maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Um and I was like, get me out of this. Get me out. And then I ended up going back to the original store that I had moved from.
Mm-hmm.
Um and we had, I think we at that time we had 4 or 5, maybe we had 3 keyed people. I think we
Okay.
had 3,
And key
like
key
3
key
keys.
holders are like your like
Yeah,
assistant managers
manager.
or
Yeah, yeah,
shift
yeah.
managers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so at the time I was the store manager, and I had an assistant, and then I had like a key,
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't need like a part-time manager and like 2 key holders. So it was just like the 3 of us,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of sales associates. Now again, turnover was really bad, so we just didn't have a lot. So we were running, not the fullest of staffs. And then on a Black Friday, like, or Thanksgiving night, and then Black Friday, the mall was open. I think it opened at 6 or 7, maybe 8. I don't remember. But I just remember that we had to open up the store, and we had to bring in food, like,
Oh my
because
God.
it was it was
Yes.
just a few of us, and we were running straight through shifts. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not like I could go home, because the commute from my shop to my
Mm-hmm.
house was almost an hour both ways. So I
Yeah.
mean, like, going home wasn't really an option. Um and the ROI was just not there. Like,
Right.
because the business, and they would set like the most inflated sales goals, and if you didn't make those sales goals, you were looked down on, like, why aren't
Mm-hmm.
you adding on, why aren't you doing all of these things? And it was such a bummer, because you can't create traffic
Right.
into a shop, and
And
you
what did they say? Like 25%? of the shoppers should be converting into sales, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's the thing of, if you can't even, like, if people aren't coming in, that's less of sales to hit, because not everyone is going to be converting into a
Yeah.
sale.
Well, and specifically if you're in like, so for me at least, being in an outlet mall type of
Mm-hmm.
area, people are going specifically for outlet mall prices.
Hmm.
Like, wow, these prices are so low. They're looking, and they focus more on your sale items and or your clearance.
Right.
They don't want your full price products because they want to shop an outlet sale. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're connected to all of, I mean, I haven't been up there in so long, but I just remember that there was like a um what's that company? Banana Republic. There's a Banana Republic
Oh,
outlet here,
oh,
and
I
it was
used to work for
really
Banana
close.
Republic.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, it was really close to where we
Mm-hmm.
it was really close to where our location was, and they actually had like outlet prices where they had like marked
Right.
down the prices. But we didn't. We had a full price shop that ran the same sales as any other location.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, why is the store not like, why it why is this store not working? It must be you. And it's like, I'm going to tell you, when you hear from like your local people that they want better prices, but you're not willing to give that, like, that's not a me thing. That's a you thing.
Well, it's also the fact that, like, Torrid is also like size 10 in women to size 30, right? And unfortunately, this was also like a huge deterrent of like me not wanting to shop at Torrid anymore, is that
Mm-hmm.
like the prices for it, for the quality, don't, it doesn't match. I don't want a $45 t-shirt.
No,
I don't want $70
no,
jeans.
no. And I will tell you that one of the things that was always a big deterrent for me, on because
Mm-hmm.
I also felt the same, and that was um something that I had brought up multiple times to other managers that I had, or even like upper leaders, was the prices don't match what our customer, or what the customer, I don't want to be like our customers, because I sure as heck
Right.
don't work there anymore, but people want they want a deal, and they're like, well, we're high quality, we're high end, plus size. And I was like, there is
To
no
whom?
to whom.
I mean, I do have to
uh
say, like, the dress that I wore to officiate a wedding this summer was from Torrid. I got it on
yeah,
major sale, but it
yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that, like, I personally, as like a larger body person, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be throwing down $100,
Yeah,
I want to make sure that it fits. And
exactly.
Torrid isn't always like that.
No,
And it's not always up to the
no,
quality. If I'm putting it
no.
on and it's as thin as paper, and
Mm-hmm.
I paid $97 on it, $110,
No,
and it
ma'am.
feels like paper,
No, ma'am.
I'm just gonna go shop at Shein. I'm just gonna like
Yeah,
go to Fashion Nova, Bloom Chic, like all these other
yeah,
like online retailers that
yeah,
maybe I have to guess their sizing, but at least it's not gonna cost me $100. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
always that thing with Torrid for me. That, Penny, did you just pick up a rock?
Yes, but I mean,
Like,
and I don't like, totally not trying to
sorry.
just sit and like bash
Mm-hmm.
on Torrid. But it was just the idea of, okay, let's open our shops on
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving to maximize our sales. And for the most part, like, unless you worked in a major mall, like, let's say like Linwood or
Yeah.
Tukwila, or
Mm-hmm.
any of those places where you're having heavy foot traffic and there's so many people that are coming into your place, like,
Right.
it's such a, in my opinion and my small opinion, it's such a waste. Like, it doesn't, it's not worth it. It's not worth it if you're not going to do like a doorbuster and like want people and like draw people to like come into your store, or have those like timed sales where you've got, you get a free shirt with purchase, or you get a free like stuffy, or Macy's did for a while. They would do like, you get a free box of, what is that? Seattle's chocolates.
Oh, the Seattle's chocolates. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been to their, side note, have you ever been to their location in Tukwila?
We should go.
Yes, we should go. So it's right on like, I can't remember what road it is, but it's close to the Costco down in Tukwila. And you can go in and they sell like bulk. Like, you can get just like a mix of whatever you like. My mother-in-law used to do that for her work for like Christmas time. She would go down to the Seattle's chocolates and like buy, and they have like different, they have a ton of different flavors. I like I don't really like mint chocolate, but I love their mint chocolate.
They also have a really good coffee one that has like little bits of coffee beans in it, and I love Seattle's chocolate.
But anyways,
it's so interesting, and like, don't even get me started on like the credit card quota.
Oh yeah,
we got a story in from someone that they were like, all I have to say is the credit card quota is the reason why I didn't go into management. And it sucks because like that's a deterrent for a lot of people of like, I would love to go into sales, but if you make me push a credit card, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Do you know? Okay. So I was recruited, essentially. I was recruited by one of my customers from Torrid. One of my clients, she worked at a bank, and she was like, you should come work at my bank. And I was like, for sure. And like, I was like, yeah, absolutely. I would love to have more regular hours, banking hours. Super great. Loved it. So nice. And she was like, yeah, come be a teller. Like, you don't have to do sales. You don't have to like push credit cards, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Biggest flipping lie I have ever experienced.
Oh no.
Because you still have to push a credit card. You still have to push additional products, like banking products and all this stuff, which is, that's fine.
Like, I get it that you're pushing it to like people who are old. Like, it's not like I'm scamming a child. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Should be. But let me tell you, the week that I turned 18, I went to Victoria's Secret and I got conned into a Victoria's Secret Angels card, to which I didn't understand the implications, like a 28 APR, like 28% APR. Like, I'm not fathomly thinking, I'm just thinking I get a free panty with this.
Yeah.
And then my dad yells at me because he's like, what do you mean you spent $700?
$700. I remember when I got my first Victoria's Secret card. Yeah.
Right. And what was I buying? I was buying like, I'm buying my friends' things. I'm buying all the scents, like
strawberries and cream, love spell.
I'm buying a bunch of robes. Like, I am fit because I'm not thinking I have to pay this back with my minimum wage job.
Nope.
I'm thinking free money.
Can I tell you? Oh, no, go ahead.
Frontal lobe is not fully formed.
But like, total side note, I went through a period of time, and this is kind of like, I guess we should have talked about this like during our millennial fashion, but I loved going to Victoria's Secret and finding like their chemises, like their 90s.
Yeah.
And I wore them as shirts. I would take like white t-shirt. Okay, so like
Yes.
I worked at Anchor Blue, and Anchor Blue's
Mhm.
like big thing was like basics. So they loved to sell like plain tees,
Mhm.
plain like tank tops, tees, jeans, like their basics were their bread and butter for the better part of their business.
Yeah.
And I would layer their just like basic white tee with, and I remember this vividly because I loved it so much, but it
Mhm.
was a baby pink, like meshy lace
Mhm.
chemise that was like the triangle uh
Yeah.
top, and then
Mhm.
it was like a baby doll that came out, and I wore that with jeans. Like I don't even know who. I wish that I had a photo of this because I thought that I looked so hot. Like I thought that I looked so good, and it was just like this white scoop neck tee with this
Mhm.
ridiculous ass triangle teddy with bootcut jeans or skinny jeans. I can't remember, and it was my go-to look, and I truly wish that I had a picture of this.
That is
Um,
hilarious. That's hilarious
but
because
that
that
was
is a
what I
very
spent my credit card money on was.
I'm glad that we also have that same experience.
But the credit card thing was always a big deal for any retail shop that you were working on. But like as I go through my like retail mind or like sales jobs that I've worked, even when I
Mhm.
worked at Red Robin, the push for adding on, and their big thing was like gift cards.
Mhm.
Um and they would be like, "Oh, we have to sell this many gift cards. We need to make sure that we're adding on gift cards to the back of the purchase." And on like Black Friday or like the week of Black Friday, they would do like special, I can't even remember what their specials were, but they were so stupid. They're like,
Yeah.
nobody wants your stupid gingerbread shake just if they buy like, oh, you get a free milkshake if you buy a gift card. Like
Mhm.
nobody wants that. If they want a milkshake, they're just gonna buy a stupid milkshake. Um, but it was just one of those things that you constantly had to always add on. Like,
Quiet.
ooh.
Quiet. I don't know what these
Um
dogs, who they think they are.
how much what did I tell her? Oh, I didn't. Um, but I mean, it was just one of those. I, I loved, I loved working retail on a
Mhm.
general day when you just did like sales floor stuff,
Yeah.
and you didn't have to like try and push a bunch of shit to people that didn't really want it. Um,
That was also the thing of like I loved folding clothes. I loved being around customers. I loved the special events, the Black Friday for the most part, the Christmas shifts. Like I love the aspect of it, but you get to that point where it's like if you do not push credit cards or if you do not do this thing,
yeah,
then
you get
you
in
aren't going to be
trouble.
scheduled shift,
Yeah.
which is insane. Like to me that's insane. But
One of the things that I can't talk today. um, I have always told Brian that like if I were to want to work retail again, um, I would want to work like a stocking shift at Ulta.
Mhm. At Ulta.
At Ulta.
Mhm.
Because the stock shifts, you come in before the store opens and you just stock. And then when the store opens, it's usually like your shift is over. It's usually like a three
Right.
hour shift. Um,
My penny.
or like a back room. I loved a good back room
Yeah.
shift where I
I
could
I
just,
loved I loved when that
yeah.
was that part of my schedule is, "Oh, You're doing backstock or,
Yeah,
you're doing
backstock.
floor sets.
Oh, floors. I did love a good floor set. I have some really good memories of like floor set days, but
Penny.
Your dog's being crazy today.
What is happening? Ma'am.
Usually they don't want to be part of our talk at all. They want nothing to do with us. Today, everything. I love that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so nowadays, do you do any Black Friday shopping? No. Like online, virtual, or?
Oh my God. I do not, no.
I'm really bad at like Black Friday shopping. One, I think it's because I just generally have such a bad taste in my mouth from working so many Black Fridays.
Yeah. Well, one of my first Black Friday experiences was working at Target when the Wii came out.
Oh,
and just seeing that was 2006, and I was working register, and I was not right. So that I was just newly 18. So it was one of those things of like, oh, perfect. You can work more than 5 hours now. I worked like a 17-hour shift and like minimum wage job, like should not have been on my feet that long, thinking of like labor and all of that stuff. But it was like the amount of people that like were rabid towards like an electronic item. Cause do you remember like a lot of those consoles, they used to come out just for like Black Friday. And it was like, it came out and you like, I think at Target, they had like a display, but like, obviously none of the Wii's were in there for like the whole week, that it was like, a surprise is coming. And it's like, okay, well, we know that, but everybody keeps asking, when's the Wii coming out? It's coming out Black Friday, all the things. But I remember watching like how many people like came in, and there were probably only 100 Wii's, right? And the moment that they're gone, they're gone. So there are people coming in at like, you open at 4 a.m. and if they're all gone by 10 a.m., you're still having people come in at 11, 12, 3 p.m. Do you still have the Wii? I don't see it back there. It's like, no, it's gone. Like, sorry, you should have got here earlier. And then they're yelling at you.
Oh, and then they yelled at you. People got so mad.
Yeah, and they always get so mad. But it's one of those things of like that. I'm really glad that I had that experience, but man, getting off your dogs after all
so tired.
And of course they don't let you wear like sneakers. They make you wear like dumb nice shoes. So, but
that's crazy.
Retail, man. Are we ready to share some stories from some of our listeners?
Yes, please.
So one of our listeners sent me a long DM.
Yes.
And so they said, hi, Auntie. Hi, Natalie. I just have a few horror stories about my time working at Sears. It did teach me to realize any job is a job and is worthy, but oh boy, were there things I laugh about now. The whole store model was becoming predicted on selling credit cards. Selling products and being kind to members almost felt secondary. We'd have morning meetings where those little clapper toy things to applaud good numbers, but they would say that we had a bad day. If we had a day that didn't match the sales figures or credit card apps from the same day the previous year, it was very disheartening. I worked the register with other folks. We'd have to sign up them for the store email memberships too, and credit cards before ringing up the merchandise. We also had to take phone calls at the same time. Oh my God. I remember like the panic of like
phone calls.
the phone calls.
Those are the freaking worst.
A customer came to me after I helped another one and complained because I had to take a phone call. I apologized and explained I had to take the phone call, but then he called me a real piece of work. Expletive. Uh, Then we had a lady ask for help in the women's intimate section. I was not allowed to leave my station to help her, so I had to try and call someone to help her. Didn't get someone right away, so I had to keep calling. I explained to the lady that someone would be with her shortly, and then she yelled, "Well, they're mighty damn slow."
Jesus.
So, I mean, it's those kinds of horror stories that it's like we are bonded together by this unique bond called working retail. But why was this like a universal terror of like credit cards and like the fitting rooms? Or I can't leave my station. I can't, I'm not allowed.
I'm not allowed. Yeah, like I'm not allowed to leave. I'm not allowed to leave the cash wrap. I have to stay here. There was like this impending doom of like, and I know that other places are much scarier and there's so much seriousness, but I can't tell you how many times I got yelled at because
Yeah.
I was doing what I was supposed to do, be it help the customer, but I walked away from the cash wrap, so someone had to wait, 2 seconds
Yeah.
longer, or that customers would get pissed that it took a long time to check out,
Yeah.
or God forbid, the credit card
Cookie.
machine went
Oh my
out,
God.
or the computer stopped working.
Did you
Yeah,
ever have to do the manual carbon copy, like credit cards when the systems were down? And then it was all our fault
it was my
because
fault. Yeah. Now,
sorry.
I will tell you that I have never I try really hard not to go to Hobby Lobby because of other reasons, but
Mhm.
sometimes I have to go there because there are certain things that other stores do not have that I need to get from a store.
Right.
Did you know they hand key everything?
What?
Literally, hand key everything. Everything is hand keyed. Hand keyed.
So their
Hand
hand,
keyed.
nothing is scanned.
Nothing is scanned. Everything is boop, 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 boop. And
Oh
if
my
you
God.
know, Hobby Lobby carries like Christmas decor, house decor, bunches of things that you buy individual pieces of.
Mhm.
Um, and they have to hand key everything. So it takes 9,000 years to get through the line.
Sure.
Um, and it just like sends me into this sends me back in the day where the line like wrapped around the store and people are like holding, and I, mind you, mostly worked in clothing, and they're like holding like armfuls of things, and they're like
Yeah.
the huffing
Yeah, the
of your
huffing and the
body.
puffing.
What's taking so long? Can't you go any faster? Don't you have any more people? Why is only one register open? And it's like, hey friends, like I'm not choosing to be here. You are.
Did you ever have
Like,
people that like if you had
trying.
two registers but only one is active, having people like
Mhm.
try to cut the line and like go stand at the other side. And then they're just like
The hands.
hello, hello, and then you're just like,
Don't you see me standing here?
yeah, is no
Yeah.
one gonna come back? And it's like, who else? Who
Who
else is
else is
working?
here? Yeah, yeah.
It's
Don't you have
me.
someone else? Shouldn't you have more people? And it's like, well, you don't you see the sign over there that says no hiring?
I used to tell people when it was genuinely like just me and the manager, or just me and a sales associate and a manager was doing something else. I would always go, if you would like to go on the website and voice your concern that there was only one person at the cash register, be my guest.
Please
you can do that while waiting in line.
Yeah, please let them know. It's not me, it's you, it's that, who knows, whatever it is. But yeah, that is a wild story because it's us. It's all of us. It's all of
that's
us.
Crazy.
What other story? Did we get any other story?
We did get some other stories. Let me open up because I closed it. Of course I did. I got one that said someone threw up their Chinese buffet
in
our sink at Sport Clips. We had to call hazmat. I think I would quit. I would quit.
I would. It's time to go home. Close it up.
Did you ever? Oh, Archer. Did you ever have anyone throw up?
No.
Piss shit? No.
No. I mean, no. When I worked in Factoria, there was a lot of theft.
Right.
Because when our location opened up, Ulta opened up like a couple of doors down, and if you don't know, a lot of people like to steal from Ulta. And so I would see Bellevue PD a lot because that was during the time that Ulta still chased you around. Like Ulta employees would follow you out of the store if they caught you stealing.
Oh my God.
They have since changed that policy. But they used to follow you.
That's also the thing of like get I'm never gonna I am never going to rat on someone for stealing groceries. You know?
No.
You're at a big box store? Sure. I don't see it. You didn't see it.
But like groceries are one thing. Going to Ulta isn't.
Ulta, right. It's like
it's really? Not a necessity. They ain't no necessity. You don't need that Gucci perfume.
They're going and reselling it on Facebook Marketplace. And do you know how many? So this has been on more than one occasion that I was looking for a deal and I saw that like, why would you have just 3 of an item? And their thing would be purchase these 30 days ago and they won't return them. Or they steal them and they try to return them to the store. And now stores have like very strict receipt policies, you know?
Policy, yeah.
It's one of those things of theft is one thing, but in most retail jobs, I have had to deal with either a piss, poop, or throw up situation.
No.
Working in food service, so working at Starbucks, that happened one time during a holiday rush. So it was either like the day before Christmas or like something. And all of a sudden I hear a lady go, "What's the code to the bathroom?" And I turn and she's just like sprinkler. And we had to close the store, call, like you have like a process, right? And I was but because it was near the food, it wasn't like by the retail or like by the bathrooms. It was near the food and it got into the, like, you know how there's a cooler down below with like
the cooler, yeah.
So because she like threw up there, I had to call. Sorry, throw up. I always forget. Warning. Sorry, trigger warning. But Archer, please do not stand on the back of a chair. That is not safe.
Yuck.
But it's the fact that like there is full protocols of like what to do with this, what to do, and you're like, what? Why am I learning this during training? And then once it happens, you're like, oh no.
What do I do?
And then when I was working at Banana Republic, I worked at a 3-story Banana Republic, and their basement floor was where majority of the fitting rooms were, but it was also where like all the clearance was. They also had shoes at the time. Archer, please do not step on the back of that chair. He is trying to get my attention. My gosh. I've never seen these dogs so rabid. They've never been like this.
They're loving being on your nerve today. You're like last nerve.
But in the dressing room, trigger warning, this lady wanted to try shoes on with like a jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she left in a hurry. She shit in the box. She took the shoes out of the box.
Oh no.
And shit in the box.
Girl, no.
Isn't that disgusting? Like, why would you do that? There's a bathroom on that floor.
No.
And lots of other
That's so
people have like pissed in places, you know. Those are my most memorable like bodily fluid things that have ever happened.
The only things that I know of that happened in any of the retail shops I've ever worked in isn't like body fluid stuff. It's not like poo poo, pee pee, barf, none of that nonsense. It was foot. You know, like I'm not, you know, like I guess because during that time wearing flats was a big thing and wearing like Toms was a big thing. No socks, just feet. And it was like that rotten foot smell and everyone's trying, and I'm so sorry. Again, trigger warning, don't, if you know, you know, like if you don't, you're very lucky. But that was it. And so I mean, it's not really, we never had, thankfully, I never had to experience those things. But I can only imagine that there were some, I think the worst thing that ever happened was back in the very, very, very beginning of my torrid working journey. We used to get like men that would call and ask us about like underwear and ask what kinds of underwear we had.
No.
Yeah. Not because they wanted to buy it, which would have been fine. They just wanted to know all the different styles and have someone tell them about it. And I was like, if you're going to call me and ask me these questions, I will in fact give you my Venmo and you could pay me.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Do that.
I will talk about that all day long if you're going to give me some monies. Give me some monies. Yeah, but I'm not, I don't want to tell you that for free. But yeah, no, I think I have so much respect for folks that work in retail. And I hope that I can instill that like in my kids to just be respectful, because there's nothing that I hate more than entitled customers that come in and they act like dickholes because they just feel like they own the place because they're coming in to spend their money. And like, if I'm spending money somewhere and like the employees kind of are crappy,
yeah,
I still act with like I want to be compassionate because I don't know, maybe they're short staffed, maybe if they're tired, maybe they've been working since 6 a.m. and they're the only manager that's available because they can't get staff. Like there's just, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Anyways, let's do we want to read some Reddits or do we have a couple more stories?
Well, we do have one more story from Tim that says, being brand new, I was working in the adult section at the Spencer's Gifts without a name tag. The horrors I saw.
Oh no.
Fill in the blank there. I don't know. But yeah, let's jump into some Reddit stories. Do you want, I'm going to read the first one and you want to read the second one on here?
Sure.
All right. So this comes from Retail Hell. There is a Reddit, whatever subreddit, whatever it's called Retail Hell. Which this one is a short one. So it says, you honestly need to grow up. If you get pissy and throw a tantrum over being asked for an ID, and I really want to hear your opinion on this. You're a grown adult. Stop freaking out and getting offended when I ask you for your ID. It's the law, and I have the right to ask no matter what you're buying or how old you look. Embarrassing ass behavior.
Is that it?
That is it.
Is that it?
But one of the comments on here says, tell me about it. I work at a public library, and at least once a shift, I have a patron discover that they left their ID in the car and forgot their library card at home. And it's often someone who doesn't use our official app, which lets you store your barcode in a way that we or self-checkouts can easily scan. Especially shout out to the regulars who come in and expect us to be able to look them up because they come here so often. Like, yes, I could theoretically look you up based on your appearance, but I'm face blind. If I can recognize someone out of 100 people I see every week, that's not the flex they think it is. It is more like being the new kid in school, and after the first month, the secretary has your parents' phone number memorized. Gross.
Okay, so this comment made me laugh really hard, and it says, "You're not kidding." And it says, "Man, I'm older than you." Or they said, "I don't care if you're older than Methuselah. I need your ID."
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so like, one, if somebody asks me for my ID, I'm like, "Oh, you think that I'm 21?
Yeah.
Like, could possibly be under 21?" Like, I'm not that delusional to think that I don't look over 30. Like, I know that I don't look that old, but I sure as hell know that I don't look that young. Like, so if somebody's going to ask me for my ID, I'm like,
they have to ask for it. I'm not going to ask someone who probably makes minimum wage or like close to minimum wage. Like, I have gray hair. I have gray hair. That would always be a thing when I worked at the grocery store. So I worked at a grocery store called King's Grocery Store when I lived in New Jersey. And people would come up with like cases of alcohol or like they would order like special kegs or whatever. And you have to, by law, ask for their ID and the company that they're with's ID.
Yeah.
And if no one, like if people are under the, underage or they bring their children and I'm like, I can't sell you this. I'm so sorry. Because that's state law that I cannot sell you like kegs of beer or cases of alcohol in the presence of minors. Like that's just the law. They'd be like, what am I supposed to do with my kid? What am I supposed to do with that's not up to me.
I mean,
there was okay. Like I have gray hair.
I know a certain someone. Well, anyways, it's not anyway. Just my mother-in-law took my older daughter to Arizona a couple years ago for a work thing, and part of that, she worked facilities, and she was the one that like bought all the alcohol for the retreat. She bought the food, blah 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 blah. They ended up going into like a Total Wine, which like, or whatever, a Total Wine or Venmo or whatever it was. And like minors can go into the store, they just can't touch anything. Right. And so my older daughter ended up grabbing something to like put I think it was like put it
Oh
onto the
no.
conveyor belt or like put it into the cart or whatever. And they almost kicked out like my mill because a minor had touched like the booze.
Yeah.
Or the booze, the alcohol.
The alcohol.
And she was just like, this is ridiculous. And it was just one of those things of like, you can't, minors
Some
can't
of those
touch.
state laws is like
Yeah.
because if
super strict.
because they're liable to the state and they can get
Mm-hmm.
their liquor license removed.
Yeah. So anyways, that was my thing. But I will gladly hand you my ID. At any time. I will give it to you. If you think I look that young, bless you. Because most of the time when I'm going out into the world, I feel like, and it's going to the grocery store, going to Costco, or going to the pet store. Yeah, no. I'm not like getting all dolled up to go places most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right. Next story. We're ready. So the title says, parents let child drive an electric ride-on Jeep in the store. This says, I just want to preface and say I love my retail job and most of our customers. I just want to rant about this incident and what happened yesterday.
No.
So it's the Saturday after Black Friday, one of our busiest weekends. The store is busy and has a lot of customers and employees throughout the store. I start my shift and find an electric ride-on Jeep for kids behind our register.
Oh, no.
I ask my coworkers why it's there and why would a parent allow their child to drive one of those in the store. My coworker said the child parked it there while the parents shopped. What the what? When the parents were finished and ready to leave, to my horror, they let their child, who was only 3, drive it out of the store. The Jeep was almost as wide as the spaces between the racks, and the child guns it, and the parents chase after him to stop him from hitting a rack. The child whips the Jeep around the corner to the doors. I don't know what happened after that because I got busy with customers. I was annoyed my manager would allow that and that the parents thought it would be okay to just let their child drive one of those in the store, especially on one of our busiest weekends where there is a person in every spot on the floor. I would also like to add that most of our customers are elderly and could have been seriously hurt if they hit them. I am in no way blaming the child. I love children. I'm just annoyed how unbothered and oblivious these parents were to everyone around them. Anyways, I just wanted to rant about this incident to people who understand.
Oh my God. We didn't even touch on like the audacity of
the
children. Children in a retail store. Because like, so obviously, like you can't avoid if you work at a mall store that there aren't going to be children. And there's always children like running up and down, whatever. But there was one time when I was working at American Eagle that I had just refolded a table. And American Eagle used to have like the high tables and the low tables.
Yeah.
So the low tables, we would have to yell at people so often because their whole thing was like the shirts would go up here, the pants would go down here, right? So that you could see an outfit, right? But people would like push whatever was on the low table over so that they could sit on it like it's a chair. But it's not. It can't. It's collapsible. Like it's held together by some pins, but like you are a 200-pound person, 300-pound person, and they're always testing it. So there was this time that I had just like refolded this entire graphic tee table and the lower portion had jeans on it. So it was easier, I guess, for people to like push the stacks of jeans. But you know how it is when it's like lots of sizes. And because our American Eagle, they wanted at least one of every size on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 00, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Like they wanted to have the short and the and the tall sizes. So it was like stacked.
Yeah, the stacks.
So there were children standing and jumping off the table
No.
and like climbing it again and jumping off and then climbing to the top. And they're just like pushing things over. And this entire section of t-shirts, like when they jumped, all of the tags ripped off.
No.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And my manager is like, get that kid off there. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Pick up the kid? Well, I'm not a babysitter. Yeah. I am not touching this child.
You want a lawsuit?
So it's like, whose parent, whose child is this? And it's always like some parent who's not even paying attention. And it's like, oh, how can you be so delusional of what your kids are doing? Meanwhile, I say this, and my dogs right now, it is 5 p.m. They usually get dinner at 5 p.m. But for the last hour that we've been doing this podcast, they've been like jumping on me, climbing on me. Like they see I have snacks up here, and they've been like pawing at me, trying to grab my attention, climbing on things because I know that they're hungry.
I think that it's different though, like when you're at home versus when you're at a store. So like I said, we had to go to Hobby Lobby the other day and we're waiting in line and they're like keying in all of these things. And I was with both my daughters and my older one just standing there unbothered. My younger one is like, she wants to touch. And of course, like, because you're waiting in these massively long lines, she wants to touch everything. She wants to look at all the end caps. She wants to touch all the stuff. She's like, they have mystery stuff. They got Hello Kitty stuff. Mom, look over here. They've got Stitch. They've got anime. Like, they've got all these things. She's like, look at this. Look at that, blah, blah, blah. And like, to a point, like, it's fine. She can kind of peruse and like gently look. But it would be different if, for like this story specifically, I can't understand if they let this child drive this crazy Jeep in and out of the store, or if they were buying the Jeep and like the kid was just like driving it around the store. That is a big no-no for me. Like in the aisle in which you can test like bicycles and when you could test like the electric vehicle, like the Jeeps and stuff, keep it in the aisle. You don't need to have it all around hell and creation. But I think that sometimes being a parent in a store is really hard because you are trying to like accomplish a task, but you're also trying to make sure that your child isn't like a gremlin. And some people just don't care. They're like, whatever, my child's just going to touch everything and get into all of these things. But I think as parents, and it's like if you were to take the doggos to like the pet store, like they want to smell and like sniff everything.
They have pissed on like end caps, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm the dog piss, and they're like, we have whole like they have things, especially at Petco, they have little stations to. But imagine if I was just like, silly dogs.
Yeah. Like, and that's kind of, you just like let your dogs like run wild in the store, like they're off leash, they're going crazy.
Oh my
like,
god.
I think that as an adult and as a parent, be it pet or human, like there's just a certain aspect of respect and awareness that you need to have, and it seems more or less nowadays. And I don't know how old this story was. I didn't even look. But
it's from this weekend.
Oh my god. Is it?
Oh. Yeah. It's literally from today.
Rude. It happened yesterday. Jesus.
Right?
It's just I can't, but there are some parents I don't get it. And again, not my parenting style, not my path. But that No, absolutely not. You keep those little Jeeps go fast.
They do.
As an owner of like a little four-wheeler for my girl, like
Yeah.
they book it. Like on grass, it's not so bad. On pavement, you're seeing burning tires, screeching. Like
Yeah.
they go
It's
quick.
crazy.
So that's really unfortunate. And I think sometimes I feel like COVID kind of like messed up a lot of people because they lost kind of that. No, I was like, oh,
I didn't
but they
mean to
lost
fuss
that like
that.
common decency for other people when it comes to like retail spaces or any of that stuff. But anyways, I digress. That's kind of my.
Honestly, I get it. Well, where can we find you, Natalie?
You can find me mostly. I am on Instagram at Natalie Christina. I'm also on TikTok, Natalie Christina. I'm super inconsistent on posting there, but I post sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, you can follow me _ queer auntie anywhere there is a social media. Follow us over on Instagram at Peak Millennials Pod. Join us. We're going to be putting up some polls this week. We want to hear more retail stories, and maybe we'll share yours in the next couple weeks because y'all are still sending them in, which is incredible. So thank you guys so much for being so responsive. There's not much else.
I was going to say, if our listeners have any topics that they want us to talk about, please send those to us on Instagram as well. We would love to hear some feedback on what you think we should talk about, or if there's anything that we missed out on, let us know.
Absolutely. We want to know. Well, love your face so much.
Love yours. Thank you. I'm so glad that we get to see each other weekly. This makes me happy. And in 2 weeks, we're going to the haunted Christmas market together.
I'm so excited.
Hooray. Podcast date.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Huzzah, well, huzzah, huzzah.
All right. Anyways, well, we will talk again soon. See y'all next week. Love you.
Toodaloo, Magoo. Love you. Bye.
I love that.